Then there's Kentucky Republican Congressman Thomas Massie, who joins us right now, who's not a big fan of this. What do you think, Congressman?
What do you call a loan program when you expect 100% of the recipients to default? I mean, the banks aren't loan originators, they're grant assignees right now. And I caught a little bit of heat 10 days ago for pointing out when they passed the $2 trillion bill that the Constitution requires at least half the congressmen to vote on it. But this, with the new discussion of this next bill, once again, they're recommending that just let Nancy Pelosi pass it on her own, that we could all stay home. And I'm saying that's not going to fly, doesn't fly with the Constitution, doesn't fly for accountability to the taxpayers. So what I'm recommending is that she enable remote voting for congressmen. Look, several state legislatures have already enabled this. Spain has already enabled it. We're telling our kids to go to school online, and Congress can't even hold a hearing online or even vote remotely. We need to change this so that people don't have an excuse for not being accountable.
All right, so you want them accountable, whether they do it online or what have you. But let me ask you, if it's the Senate that's making the call here for this additional funding, $250 billion worth, and that could be a conservative figure, do you think this program is worth it? It's met high demand. A lot of people are chomping at the bit to get it. Apparently, the demand is far exceeding the supply of funds, or they wouldn't have upped it now by another $250 billion, maybe more. What do you think?
Well, imagine that you come up with a program that gives away free money. Of course it's going to be in high demand. They sold out as soon as they got the paperwork in place to issue this. They're going to sell out of the next $250 billion. As long as the government gives away money, there's going to be no lack of demand for that. What the government needs to do is allow people to go back to work. And so, anyways, I'm against the bill, but the main thing that I'm against is letting Nancy Pelosi do it in the House on her own without members being accountable. Constitution requires at least half of them vote on this. So let's enable remote voting. You know, don't blame me. Don't, 10 days ago, I got blamed by everybody, including the president, for trying to delay the bill. I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to get some accountability. And there's a way to get accountability without delaying the bill and without even making congressmen travel. I think they should travel. I mean, they used to have a plan for putting us in a mountain in West Virginia if things got bad. Now the congressmen don't even want to go to work when things are bad.
How are you dealing with all that animosity you got 10 days ago? I mean, you stick true to your principles. You don't want to waste a lot of money. I get that. But the president thought you were grandstanding, said that someone should offer a primary challenge to you. Nancy Pelosi was all over you. John Kerry was calling you not family-friendly names here. Did any of them, including the president, ever get back to you? Have you talked to him, specifically the president, since all of this?
You know, I called the president back. He wasn't able to take my call. I left a message. I said, no hard feelings. Let's move on. I want to work together. But I think he misunderstood what I was trying to do. Now, my colleagues, including Nancy Pelosi, understood what I was trying to do. I was trying to bring some accountability to Congress. And that's what they hate you for in Washington, D.C., is when you commit candor, which is what I did. But, Neil, I'm not worried about what the swamp thinks about me. I'm worried about what Kentuckians think about me. I have had an outpouring of support. It's tremendous. They've been flooding thomasmassie.com to find out what I stand for.
Well, Mitch McConnell's from Kentucky as well. Mitch McConnell's from Kentucky as well. Yeah. So do you think he's the swamp pushing this?
Well, I'll let Senator Paul deal with the Senate issues. By the way, my proposal to have remote voting.
I mentioned Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
Do you think he is right about this, that it is urgently needed?
No, I think he's wrong on this issue. I don't think it's sustainable.
Is he the swamp? Is he the swamp? And is the president the swamp, because he too is for this additional funding?
Neil, I've taken on the whole House of Representatives. I'm not going to take on the Senate as well. And what I'm saying is the House of Representatives doesn't even need a new law. All we need is a rules change. It doesn't even have to go to the Senate in order to allow the House to remote vote. And if some senator like Mike Lee or Rand Paul wants to object to what Senator McConnell's doing, that's their job. I'm in the House. I've got enough people hating me already. I'm not going to attack senators.
All right, holding fire for now. We'll see what happens, Congressman. Thank you very, very much.